Get your hands off me!
Get hands off me! I didn't do anything!
Stop resisting! You are under arrest! Put your hands behind your back!
You fascist pig! I can't breathe!
Tuesday morning, 9:37. Officer Jennifer Hayes responded to a call at a shopping plaza in Tampa, Florida. The complaint was simple. A woman had been asked to leave a coffee shop after causing a disturbance and was now refusing to vacate the property. When Hayes arrived, she found the woman sitting on a bench outside the storefront, arms crossed, phone in hand, recording everything. The woman's name was Nicole. She was 38 years old. And she was about to turn a trespassing warning into a felony arrest in under 5 minutes. Nicole had been asked to leave because she had spent 40 minutes at a table without purchasing anything, using the shop's Wi-Fi and outlets while loudly conducting what appeared to be a business call. When the manager politely asked her to either make a purchase or leave, Nicole told him she was a paying customer. The manager pointed out that she had not bought anything. Nicole said she had bought something yesterday and that should count. The manager explained that was not how it worked. Nicole called him a fascist and refused to move. The manager called the police. When Officer Hayes approached, Nicole did not look up from her phone. Hayes identified herself and asked Nicole to stand. Nicole said she was in the middle of something. Hayes explained that she had been asked to leave private property and needed to comply. Nicole said the property was public because it had a sidewalk. Hayes told her that was incorrect. Nicole told Hayes she did not have the authority to remove her. Hayes told her she absolutely did. Nicole told her to try it. So Hayes did. If you have ever wanted to watch someone confidently cite constitutional amendments they clearly do not understand while being placed in handcuffs for refusing to leave a Starbucks, subscribe right now. Hit that like button. Because this encounter is about to be a case study in how entitlement and legal illiteracy create their own consequences. The first tactical mistake Nicole made was assuming that recording the interaction gave her some kind of legal immunity. She held her phone up toward Officer Hayes and announced loudly that she was recording and that anything Hayes did would be documented and uploaded. Hayes told her that was fine. She was wearing a body camera and everything was already being recorded. Nicole said the body camera was government surveillance and could not be trusted. Hayes told her that made no sense. Nicole said it made perfect sense to people who understood their rights. Hayes asked Nicole for her name. Nicole refused. She said she did not have to identify herself because she was not driving. Hayes explained that in Florida, during a lawful investigative stop, she was required to provide identification. Nicole said that law was unconstitutional. Hayes asked if she was a lawyer. Nicole said she did not need to be a lawyer to know her rights. Hayes told her that actually, knowing the law generally required some level of legal education or at least basic research. Nicole told Hayes she was being condescending. Hayes told her she was being arrested for trespassing. Nicole screamed that she had not done anything wrong. Hayes told her she had been asked to leave private property and had refused. That was the definition of trespassing. Nicole said the manager had no right to ask her to leave. Hayes explained that private property owners had every right to ask anyone to leave for any reason that was not discriminatory. Nicole said it was discriminatory because she was a woman. Hayes pointed out that the manager had asked her to leave because she was not a customer, not because of her gender. Nicole said that was just what they wanted her to think. Hayes placed her hand on Nicole's arm to guide her to a standing position. Nicole jerked away and screamed that Hayes was assaulting her. The moment Nicole pulled away from Officer Hayes, the legal situation escalated. What had been a simple trespassing issue was now also resisting an officer without violence. Hayes told Nicole to stand up and place her hands behind her back. Nicole said she would not. Hayes told her she did not have a choice. Nicole said everyone always has a choice. Hayes called for backup. A second officer, Officer Marcus Reed, arrived within 2 minutes. Reed approached from Nicole's left side while Hayes remained in front of her. Nicole looked back and forth between them and said they were surrounding her. Hayes told her they were positioning themselves to safely take her into custody. Nicole said she did not consent to being taken into custody. Reed told her that consent was not required for an arrest. Nicole said that was fascism. Reed told her that was law enforcement. Nicole stood up abruptly and tried to walk past Hayes toward the parking lot. Hayes blocked her path. Nicole tried to push past. Hayes grabbed her wrist. Nicole screamed. She told Hayes to let go of her. Hayes told her she was under arrest and needed to stop resisting. Nicole twisted her body violently, trying to pull her arm free. Reed moved in and took her other arm. Together, the two officers guided Nicole down to a kneeling position. Nicole was shrieking. She was telling them they were hurting her. She was saying she could not breathe. She was demanding they call their supervisor. Hayes told her a supervisor was already en route. Nicole said she wanted a lawyer. Hayes told her she would have the opportunity to contact one after she was processed. Nicole said she wanted one now. Reed told her that was not how it worked. Nicole called him a pig. Reed told her that insults were not going to improve her situation. Nicole spat at him. Reed stepped back. The spit did not make contact. But the attempt was captured clearly on both body cameras. Hayes told Nicole that spitting at an officer was battery. Nicole said she had not spit at anyone. Hayes told her the cameras showed otherwise. Nicole said the cameras were lying. Once Nicole was in handcuffs, the officers lifted her to her feet and began walking her toward the patrol vehicle. Nicole went limp. She let her legs drag beneath her, forcing the officers to support her full weight. This is a tactic designed to make the arrest as physically difficult as possible while technically not fighting. It is exhausting and it accomplishes nothing excepting everyone's day. Hayes told Nicole to walk. Nicole said she could not walk because they had injured her. Hayes asked where she was injured. Nicole said everywhere. Hayes asked if she needed medical attention. Nicole said she needed a lawyer. Hayes told her again that she would have access to legal counsel after booking. Nicole said that was a violation of her rights. Reed told her it was not. Nicole told him he was not a constitutional scholar. Reed said he did not need to be to know basic arrest procedure. Nicole told him he was going to lose his job. Reed told her he had heard that before. They placed Nicole in the back of the patrol vehicle. She immediately began kicking the seat in front of her. Hayes told her to stop. Nicole kicked harder. Hayes warned her that damaging the vehicle would result in additional charges. Nicole said she did not care. She kicked the partition with both feet. A crack appeared in the plexiglass. Hayes made a note in her report. Destruction of city property. Nicole was still screaming. She was demanding to speak to a supervisor. She was saying she knew the mayor. She was threatening lawsuits. She was claiming police brutality. And every single word was being recorded on camera, creating a permanent record of exactly how unjustified every one of her claims actually was. At the station, Nicole was processed. She was photographed. She was fingerprinted. And she was placed in a holding cell. The entire time, she maintained a running commentary about how this was illegal, how she was being persecuted, how the officers were going to regret this. The booking officer, a woman named Sergeant Linda Ortiz who had been doing this job for 18 years, listened without expression and then asked Nicole if she had ever been arrested before. Nicole said no. Ortiz told her it showed. Nicole asked what that meant. Ortiz said it meant that people who had been through the system before understood how it worked and did not waste energy on theatrics. Nicole said this was not theatrics. This was standing up for her rights. Ortiz told her that standing up for your rights generally does not involve spitting at police officers. Nicole said she had not spit at anyone. Ortiz gestured to the body camera footage playing on the monitor in the booking room. Nicole watched herself spit toward Officer Reed. She said the angle was misleading. Ortiz told her the angle was clear. Nicole said she wanted to speak to a lawyer. Ortiz told her she could make a phone call. Nicole made the call. The lawyer, a public defender named Tom Richardson, listened to her story and then told her he would meet her at her arraignment. Nicole asked if he could get her released tonight. Richardson told her probably not. Nicole asked why. Richardson said because she had been arrested for trespassing, resisting, and battery on an officer. Nicole said she had not battered anyone. Richardson said spitting at an officer was legally considered battery. Nicole said that was insane. Richardson said that was Florida law. Nicole hung up. Nicole spent the night in jail. She did not sleep. She paced her cell. She muttered to herself. She replayed the encounter in her mind, searching for the moment where everything had gone wrong, unable to see that the moment was when she had decided the rules did not apply to her. The next morning, she was brought to court for her arraignment. The judge read the charges. Trespassing after warning. Resisting an officer without violence. Battery on a law enforcement officer. Destruction of city property. Nicole interrupted. She told the judge that the charges were false. The judge told her this was not the time to argue the merits of the case. Nicole said she had a right to defend herself. The judge said she would have that opportunity at trial. Nicole said she wanted the charges dropped now. The judge said that was not going to happen. Nicole said this was a miscarriage of justice. The judge asked if she had an attorney. Nicole said she did. Richardson stood up. The judge asked how his client pleaded. Richardson said not guilty. The judge set bail at $2,000. Nicole said she could not afford that. The judge said she could contact a bail bondsman. Nicole said she should not have to pay anything because she was innocent. The judge said that was what the trial was for. Nicole was remanded back to custody. She spent another 2 days in jail before a bondsman posted her bail. When she was released, the first thing she did was post on social media about her ordeal. She described herself as a political prisoner. She said the police had targeted her for exercising her First Amendment rights. She said the system was corrupt. She did not mention refusing to leave the coffee shop. She did not mention pulling away from the officer. She did not mention spitting. She told the story she needed to tell to remain the victim in her own narrative. The trial took place 4 months later. The prosecution presented the body camera footage in its entirety. The jury watched Nicole refuse to identify herself. They watched her pull away from Officer Hayes. They watched her spit toward Officer Reed. They watched her kick the patrol vehicle. The prosecutor asked Officer Hayes to describe the encounter. Hayes testified that Nicole had been given multiple opportunities to comply and had refused each time. On cross-examination, Richardson asked if Hayes had identified herself as a police officer. Hayes said yes. Richardson asked if she had explained why Nicole was being detained. Hayes said yes. Richardson asked if she had used any force beyond what was necessary to effect the arrest. Hayes said no. Richardson had no further questions. The defense strategy was clear. Argue that Nicole had been confused. That she had not understood she was required to leave. That the officers had escalated unnecessarily. But the body camera footage undermined every argument. Nicole had not been confused. She had been defiant. She had understood exactly what was being asked of her and had chosen to refuse. When it was Nicole's turn to testify, she told the jury that she had been sitting peacefully when the officers had approached her. That she had tried to explain she was not doing anything wrong. That they had grabbed her without warning. The prosecutor played the footage. Nicole watched herself on the screen. She watched herself refuse to stand. She watched herself pull away. She watched herself spit. When the footage ended, the prosecutor asked her if she still maintained that the officers had acted without warning. Nicole said the footage did not show the full context. The prosecutor asked what context was missing. Nicole said her emotional state. The prosecutor asked if her emotional state justified spitting at a police officer. Nicole said no, but that was not what she meant. The prosecutor asked what she meant. Nicole could not articulate an answer. The jury deliberated for 30 minutes. They found her guilty on all counts. Sentencing took place 2 weeks later. Nicole stood before the same judge who had presided over her arraignment. The judge told her that he had reviewed the case thoroughly. That he had watched the body camera footage multiple times. And that he found her behavior to be a textbook example of someone who believed the law did not apply to them. He told her that trespassing was a minor offense. That if she had simply left the coffee shop when asked, none of this would have happened. But instead, she had escalated at every opportunity. She had refused to identify herself. She had resisted arrest. She had committed battery on an officer. And she had destroyed city property. The judge sentenced her to 60 days in jail, suspended pending successful completion of 1 year of probation. He ordered her to pay restitution for the damage to the patrol vehicle. He ordered her to complete community service. And he ordered her to attend a class on lawful interactions with police. Nicole asked if she could speak. The judge said no. She had already spoken plenty. The sentence was final. Nicole was escorted out of the courtroom. She served her probation without incident. She completed her community service. She attended the class. And at the end of the year, she was discharged from supervision. But the conviction remained on her record. And every time she applied for a job, every time she filled out a background check, she had to explain that she had been convicted of battery on a police officer. Most employers did not ask for the full story. They just moved on to the next applicant. The second case began on a Wednesday afternoon in a Walmart parking lot. Officer Daniel Brooks responded to a call about a woman screaming at employees and refusing to leave the property. When Brooks arrived, he found a woman named Amanda standing next to her car, arms crossed, glaring at a store manager who was standing a safe distance away. Amanda was 42 years old. She had been asked to leave after she had berated a cashier for not accepting an expired coupon. The manager had intervened. Amanda had told him she shopped there every week and deserved better treatment. The manager had asked her to leave. Amanda had refused. Brooks approached and identified himself. He asked Amanda what was going on. Amanda told him the manager was discriminating against her. Brooks asked how. Amanda said he had refused her coupon. Brooks asked if the coupon was expired. Amanda said yes, but that should not matter because she was a loyal customer. Brooks explained that stores had policies about expired coupons and it was not discrimination to enforce them. Amanda said it was discrimination because other people got special treatment. Brooks asked who. Amanda said she did not have names but she knew it happened. Brooks told her that regardless, she had been asked to leave private property and needed to comply. Amanda said she was not leaving until she got an apology. Brooks told her that was not how this worked. Amanda told him to arrest her then. Brooks told her he would prefer not to, but that if she refused to leave, he would have no choice. Amanda said she was calling corporate. Brooks told her she was free to do that from somewhere other than this parking lot. Amanda said she had a right to be there. Brooks explained that Walmart was private property and the owner, through the manager, had the right to ask her to leave. Amanda said that was un-American. Brooks told her it was actually very American and consistent with property rights. Amanda called him a fascist. Brooks told her she had 30 seconds to get in her car and leave or she would be placed under arrest for trespassing. Amanda did not get in her car. She stood there, staring at Officer Brooks, daring him to follow through. Brooks counted down from 30. At 0, he told her she was under arrest. Amanda laughed. She said he was bluffing. Brooks took out his handcuffs. Amanda's expression changed. She said he could not be serious. Brooks told her he was very serious. She had been given multiple warnings and had refused to comply. Amanda said she wanted to speak to his supervisor. Brooks told her a supervisor could meet her at the station. Amanda said she was not going to any station. Brooks told her she did not have a choice. He asked her to place her hands behind her back. Amanda put her hands in her pockets. Brooks told her to remove them. Amanda refused. Brooks reached for her arm. Amanda jerked away and started screaming. She screamed that he was attacking her. That she had done nothing wrong. That this was police brutality. Brooks remained calm. He told her to stop resisting. Amanda tried to run. She made it approximately 5 steps before Brooks caught up to her and took hold of her arm. Amanda spun around and swung at him. Her fist connected with his shoulder. Brooks immediately called for backup and took Amanda to the ground. She was thrashing and kicking. Brooks maintained control of her wrists and waited for the second officer to arrive. Officer Sarah Kim pulled up 90 seconds later. Together, Brooks and Kim secured Amanda in handcuffs. Amanda was sobbing. She was saying they had assaulted her. She was saying she was going to sue. She was saying she knew people. Kim told her calmly that striking an officer was a felony. Amanda said she had not struck anyone. Kim told her it was on camera. Amanda said she did not care. Kim told her she should care because it was going to be used as evidence. Amanda stopped talking. She went completely silent. And in that silence, the reality of what she had just done began to settle in. Amanda was transported to the station and booked on charges of trespassing, resisting arrest with violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. The battery charge was elevated to a felony because she had struck Brooks during the course of resisting. At booking, Amanda refused to answer questions. She asked for a lawyer. She was assigned a public defender. The defender, a man named Eric Foster, met with her the following day. He reviewed the body camera footage. He watched Amanda refuse to leave. He watched her swing at Brooks. He watched her get taken to the ground. He closed his laptop and told Amanda she was in serious trouble. Amanda said she had been defending herself. Foster told her that was not a viable defense. She had been the aggressor. She had refused lawful commands. She had attempted to flee. And she had struck an officer. Amanda said the officer had grabbed her first. Foster told her the officer had grabbed her to effect a lawful arrest. Amanda said it did not feel lawful. Foster told her feelings were not the legal standard. Amanda asked what her options were. Foster told her the prosecutor had offered a plea deal. Plead guilty to trespassing and resisting. The battery charge would be dropped. She would be sentenced to probation and community service. Amanda asked what happened if she did not take the deal. Foster told her she would go to trial and if convicted on all charges, she could face up to 5 years in prison for the felony battery. Amanda said that was outrageous for slapping someone. Foster told her it was not slapping someone. It was striking a police officer during the commission of a crime. Amanda said she needed to think about it. Foster told her she had 48 hours. Amanda thought about it for 47 hours and 59 minutes. Then she took the deal. The third case took place on a Friday night outside a bar in downtown Orlando. Officer Luis Mendez responded to a noise complaint and found a woman named Heather standing on the sidewalk screaming at a bouncer. Heather was 26 years old. She had been denied entry to the bar because she did not have a valid ID. She had lost her license 2 weeks earlier and had not replaced it. She tried to show the bouncer a photo of her license on her phone. The bouncer told her that was not acceptable. Heather said it proved who she was. The bouncer said the bar's policy required a physical ID. Heather said that was discriminatory. The bouncer told her it was not. Heather said she was going to call the police. The bouncer said he already had. When Mendez arrived, Heather immediately started yelling at him. She said the bouncer was refusing her entry based on her appearance. Mendez asked what she meant. Heather said he thought she looked too young. Mendez asked if she had ID. Heather showed him the photo on her phone. Mendez told her that was not a valid form of identification. Heather said it should be. Mendez said it was not. Heather said she was going inside. Mendez told her she was not. Heather tried to push past him. Mendez blocked her. Heather shoved him. Mendez told her she was under arrest for battery. Heather said she barely touched him. Mendez said any intentional physical contact with an officer during an unlawful act was battery. Heather said she had not committed an unlawful act. Mendez said attempting to enter private property after being denied entry was trespassing. Heather said that was insane. Mendez placed her in handcuffs. Heather screamed the entire way to the patrol car. She was charged with trespassing, disorderly conduct, and battery on an officer. She pleaded guilty 3 months later and was sentenced to probation. The fourth case involved a woman named Rachel who was stopped for shoplifting at a Target. Loss prevention had watched her conceal items in her purse on camera. When she tried to leave without paying, they stopped her at the exit. Rachel claimed she had forgotten to pay. Loss prevention said the footage showed her deliberately hiding the items. Rachel said the footage was wrong. Police were called. Officer Tanya Wells arrived and asked Rachel to come with her to review the footage. Rachel refused. She said she did not have time. Wells told her she was being detained for theft. Rachel said she had not stolen anything. Wells asked her to empty her purse. Rachel refused. Wells told her that refusal to comply would result in arrest. Rachel said Wells had no right to search her purse without a warrant. Wells explained that she was not searching the purse. She was asking Rachel to voluntarily show the contents. Rachel said that was the same thing. Wells told her it was not. Rachel said she was leaving. Wells told her she was not free to go. Rachel tried to walk past. Wells grabbed her arm. Rachel yanked away and slapped Wells across the face. Wells immediately placed her under arrest for battery. Rachel was charged with retail theft and battery on a law enforcement officer. She was convicted on both counts and sentenced to 90 days in jail. The fifth case was perhaps the most unnecessary. A woman named Megan was pulled over for running a red light. Officer James Carter approached her window and asked for her license and registration. Megan said she did not run the light. Carter said he had observed her do so. Megan said he was lying. Carter told her he was not interested in debating. He needed her license and registration. Megan said she did not have to give him anything. Carter explained that under Florida law, she was required to provide those documents during a traffic stop. Megan said she did not consent to being stopped. Carter told her consent was not required. He had observed a violation. Megan said she wanted proof. Carter said his observation was proof. Megan said she did not believe him. Carter told her he was going to write her a citation and she could contest it in court. Megan said she was not accepting any citation. Carter told her that refusal to sign a citation was an arrestable offense. Megan said that was unconstitutional. Carter told her it was not. Megan refused to sign. Carter placed her under arrest. Megan began screaming. She kicked Carter in the shin. Carter called for backup. Megan was charged with running a red light, refusing to sign a citation, resisting arrest, and battery on an officer. She was convicted on all counts. The pattern across all 5 cases is remarkably consistent. Each woman believed she was being treated unfairly. Each woman refused to comply with lawful orders. Each woman escalated the situation through her own choices. And each woman ended up with criminal charges that could have been avoided if she had simply accepted that the law applied to her. The psychology at work here is a combination of entitlement, legal illiteracy, and an inability to regulate emotion under stress. These women genuinely believed that their perception of fairness mattered more than the law. That their feelings of being wronged gave them permission to resist. That the officers were the problem, not their own behavior. But the law does not operate on feelings. It operates on statutes, case law, and established procedure. And when you refuse to comply with lawful orders, you create consequences. When you resist arrest, you create additional charges. And when you strike an officer, you create a felony record. The legal framework surrounding these cases is straightforward. In Florida, trespassing after warning is a second-degree misdemeanor. Resisting an officer without violence is a first-degree misdemeanor. Battery on a law enforcement officer is a third-degree felony. The difference between a misdemeanor and a felony is significant. A misdemeanor might result in probation or a short jail sentence. A felony can result in years in prison and a permanent mark on your record that affects employment, housing, and civil rights. Every single one of these women turned a minor issue into a major legal problem because they could not accept being told no. Nicole could have left the coffee shop and gone somewhere else. Amanda could have driven away from Walmart. Heather could have gone to a different bar. Rachel could have shown the contents of her purse. Megan could have signed the citation and contested it in court. But none of them made that choice. They all chose defiance. And defiance has a price. The societal implications of these cases extend beyond the individuals involved. They reflect a broader cultural shift where some people have come to believe that rules are suggestions and that consequences are negotiable. They have been told that their feelings matter most. That their truth is valid even when it contradicts objective reality. That authority is inherently suspect and resistance is virtuous. These are not bad messages in isolation. Feelings do matter. Personal truth has value. Authority should be questioned. But somewhere along the way, the nuance was lost. And what emerged was a generation of people who genuinely believe that if they feel wronged, they are wronged. And if they are wronged, they are justified in doing whatever they want in response. The officers in these cases did not enjoy arresting these women. They gave warnings. They explained the law. They offered opportunities to comply. But when those opportunities were refused, they had no choice but to enforce the law. Because that is their job. And if they failed to do it, the system would collapse. The aftermath of these arrests varied. Nicole completed her probation and moved on with her life, though the conviction remained a permanent stain. Amanda violated her probation by failing a drug test and spent 30 days in jail before completing the remainder of her sentence. Heather completed her probation without incident and had the charges expunged after 2 years. Rachel served her full 90-day sentence and was released with time served credit. Megan fought the charges in court, lost, and was sentenced to 6 months in jail, serving 4 with good behavior. None of them emerged from the experience with a better understanding of the law. None of them accepted responsibility for their actions. And in their own minds, they remained victims of a system that had treated them unfairly. The tragedy is not that they were arrested. The tragedy is that they learned nothing from it. For officers like Hayes, Brooks, Mendez, Wells, and Carter, these cases represent the exhausting reality of modern policing. They spend their days dealing with people who refuse to accept basic facts. Who argue with them about laws they clearly do not understand. Who escalate minor encounters into arrests that require paperwork, court appearances, and hours of wasted time. And for what? Because someone could not handle being told to leave a coffee shop. Because someone could not accept that an expired coupon was not valid. Because someone thought their phone photo was the same as a physical ID. The officers go home at the end of their shifts and wonder why people make their jobs so much harder than they need to be. And the answer is always the same. Entitlement. The belief that I am special. That the rules do not apply to me. That if I argue loudly enough, if I record on my phone, if I invoke my rights without understanding them, I can bend reality to my will. But reality does not bend. It breaks people who refuse to see it clearly. 5 women. 5 arrests. 5 convictions. All of them unnecessary. All of them avoidable. All of them the direct result of choices made in moments of anger, pride, and stubborn refusal to accept that sometimes, you are simply wrong. Nicole could have left the coffee shop. Amanda could have driven away from Walmart. Heather could have gone to a different bar. Rachel could have cooperated with loss prevention. Megan could have signed the citation. But they did not. They chose to fight. And they lost. The body cam footage from each of these encounters tells the same story. An officer trying to de-escalate. A suspect refusing to comply. A situation spiraling out of control. And consequences that will follow them for years. The law is not perfect. Officers are not perfect. The system has flaws. But none of those flaws justify spitting at a cop, striking an officer, or refusing lawful commands. And every single one of these women learned that lesson the hard way. So here is the question that should stay with you long after this story ends. At what point do you think each of these women realized that their defiance was not strength but self-destruction? Was it when the handcuffs went on and the reality of arrest became undeniable? Was it when they sat in a jail cell for the first time and understood that their words had not protected them? Was it when the jury returned a guilty verdict and they saw their future narrow in real time? Or was it never, because some people would rather cling to the belief that they were wrong than accept that they were simply wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Do remember to hit the subscribe button, like and share this story, and I'll see you in the next one.